I want to start with taking a look at the new maps. I want to just have a look at all the new maps, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the new maps, and then we'll take a look at different content after. There's so many new maps now. Carmel, Enlightened Horizon, Flankwoods, Hedgemaze, Highwoods, Mountain Lakes, Relic River, Rugged, Shadow Lake, Sunkenlands, Wasteland, Waterlanes. I think something that's really important for new players and seasoned players and alike is just in general understand that there are so many different spawns. All right, we're taking a look at the first map. It's going to be Carmel. Let's do it. So I put reveal, and we're going to take a look at how the resources spawn, and then we're going to take a look at how the sheep spawn. So this is the map. This is what it looks like. I'm sorry, my face cam is blocking a bit. I'll go like this. This is what it looks like. You have a trade post in your base, so immediately a very good Byzantine map. We've got gold within. This is the small gold, the new one, with only 1600 gold in it. We've got gold in safe radius here of the TC, so you can't be dog age rushed. You got a bunch of wood, berries, a little bit of deer, all in the safe defense of your TC. Then if you go north, you have a cluster of resources. So now I'm already thinking HRE chapel here, not chapel, monastery here for the chapel effect. Or because the sacred site is here, the Templar fortress, right? Or the Lancaster landmark. So many good things are here, but there's also a boar, so gotta watch out. In the middle, there's one big gold vein, and then there are a lot of these very teeny tiny small gold veins, 1600 gold. So the focus on Carmel seems to be to go to the middle, and then from the middle, you expand as well onto the sides for food. So you're gonna have a very split economy. So economies that have passive generation will be good. Economies that have feudal pressure, all that kind of stuff is going to be good here as well. There seems to be no points of interests. Let's take a look at the sheep spawn. So it seems that there are normal sheep around your base. Then there's a cluster of sheep to the north. A lot of sheep to the north, actually. And we have a bunch of sheep here to the south as well. Not a lot in the middle. There's a few, but not too many. I think the enemy scout might have taken it already. And then there are some here as well. So it's very spread out. It doesn't really seem to spawn in clusters of 2. Maybe this one does. This one here, this one here. Yeah, maybe they do spawn in clusters of 2. I'm a little bit unsure. Yeah, this is a really cool map. There are 5 relics. They're all towards the middle. Again, emphasizing that this is a feudal aggression map. Not a lot of gold in base. And all the resources out on the map, which means you're going to have to play aggressive to get map control. Really cool. That's Carmel. This one seems to have a lot more food, though, in the top, so there seems to be a little bit of a generation problem here. We have 3 full deer packs and 2 of the small 3 ones here. And then, like, if you look at it, all of the deer spawn to the north here, and nothing spawned in the bottom, only berries. So pretty unfortunate if you were thinking about doing like a pro scout or something and your opponent went here with their army. I don't know. Wouldn't be so fun. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. Maybe a good map as well for berry sieves. So let's first take a look at the sheep spawn. Sheep in between bases. You're very close to your opponent. Right? Sheep spawn around the bases and further out. And it seems to just be generating. This is like the new generation of these maps. It seems that sheep are likely to spawn singularly. We've got normal size golds in this one and some big golds here as well. Alright. So that's the sheep spawn. Okay. TC. Very safe woodline. Safe gold. Safe berries. Somewhat safe stone. So this seems to be somewhat difficult to do damage early here because you can just do a quick wall here. And then a rush won't work as well. But at the same time, if you do get in, then where do you go then if you're cut off from the back? Pretty interesting map. Relics in between players. Again, I think Templars might be OP here if you put your fortress here. Anything like feudal age defense And then you've got 3 sacred sites up here. Oh my god, the camera. You've got the 3 sacred sites up here. Which, again, Templars, right? You want your pilgrims to go to the sacred sites and get as much gold as possible. So if you do secure this top side, I mean, you get so much. Pretty cool. Then we have these points of interest. This is the merchant one where you can control it. And then you get the equivalent of a little bit more than 1 villager's gather rate. 15 wood, 15 food, 15 gold every minute. Pretty cool. Then we have Lost Ronin, another point of interest. Controlling player can hire Ronin. A new Ronin becomes available every 120 seconds, and they start arriving after 5 minutes. So both players can quickly get another vill by capturing this. And then they can go to the middle, and they can get the Lost Ronin. Seems like all the point of interest have the same sound. Interesting. Nice. I like this map. I think it's going to be terribly difficult to play it. But perhaps it's going to be really good with the new civs. That's what the preview is for. Ooh, okay. I'm just looking at the minimap. Let's first take a look at sheep. Sheep seem to be spawning towards the middle here. And then we have all the stealth forest on the side. And they spawn in the corners a bit. They don't really spawn out here. They're more projected towards the middle, but there are some. And most of them are in the middle. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look. So you've got your base. You've got close wood lines. You've got a deer you can push. So lots of wood. Like a lot of wood. This is super close. You might not even need a lumber camp here from the beginning. This is close as straggler trees. This is 1 tile. Look at this. 2 tiles, actually. So it's the same as a straggler. That's crazy. Safe gold, safe wood, somewhat safe berries. Actually, that's not very safe berries. Those are quite exposed. Okay, you've got wood in the back. That's for both players. You've got stone and gold in the back, so this seems to be very fixed. You've got 2 boars for each player. And the resources are projected towards the sides. You've got big 8k golds in the middle somewhat. Again, thinking this is really good for a fortress or the House of Lancaster, the keep they have. So, looking at this map, we have relics in the middle, 2 sacred sites, a trade post in the middle. This is a weird map, kind of like King of the Hill, but with trade. And then you have all this wood on the side, so I guess this is not a map you go late game in. I think you don't want to play late game here. It might be difficult. And sacred sites are close, so aggression, Templars, that's what I'm thinking. Oh my god. There's like 0 resources. You've got 8,000 gold here, which is a lot. No berries. No stone. That's here. What? So we've got wood lines, small wood lines stretched out like this. I'm looking at the minimap right now. This is incredible. Boar in the middle. And then, okay, let's go through it. So you go from your base out, and then you go to the middle here. And if you want to get to the first POY, point of interest, you have to go through the first wolf den, and these are tanky wolves. These will do damage. Once you've taken that out, you get to go and put a villager inside the Forgotten Ruins, and then you get 60 stone per minute for 6 minutes. So it's 3,600, not 3,600, 360 stone. And then you get a relic afterwards. Okay, cool. So we go through here. Now we get to the big resources. You get a stone. You get the deer. This is a huge amount of deer, isn't it? Oh, it's a sheep. Okay. I thought there was like 10 deer here, but that's 7 deer and a sheep. Then you get another point of interest. Forgotten Ruins again. So another relic. So that's why there's no relics in this map. They're all in the ruins. And then you got sacred sites in the middle. Sacred site. You've got deers. You've got another point of interest. 2 more point of interests. Wolf Den. And Forgotten Ruins. Again, this is a choke point map. I'm thinking Chinese. I'm thinking English. I'm thinking House of Lancaster. Templars with a fortress here. You can very quickly lock your opponent into their base. because they will not be able to go and get all of these map resources. So I guess the strat is Fuel Edge Fortress with Templars. Then you start excavating every single relic once you've blocked this off. And then you take out all the wolves, you get all the gold. So you build your fortress here. First you kill the boar. So you take your first 6 vills, you kill the boar. Then you gather from the boar. Hope your opponent doesn't kill you. Actually, that's really difficult actually with the boar. That's a nice boar. You have to play around the boar. You have your vills here. And then you build a fortress or landmark or whatever it is that's going to defend you. There's the sub. Thanks, Kieran. And so after you've built your fortress here, you gather from the boar. And if everything's running smoothly, you get to the middle. In the middle, you can take sacred sites. The problem with this map is if you play for the middle and all of this in here, you're going to be cut off very quickly if you lose access. And your base is open. So what do you do? I don't know. I've never played a map like this before. The point of interests are mirrored. They are the same, Forgotten Ruins and Wolf's Den. 5 Forgotten Ruins and 3 Wolf's Den, I think. Dens or Den, I don't know if that's plural. Yeah, and then 8k. Interesting, really, really cool map, and probably extremely difficult to play. So you have safe spawning resources, not a safe wood line though. Wood is pretty not safe. You've got small deer packs of 5, 5, and then there's 5 here, 5, 8 here. Oh, that's a small one and a big one. So you have these groups of 5. And then 3, 3. Okay. So 42 deer on this map. It's 21 deer for each player, which is more than normal. That's 1 deer pack more per player. That's 1 deer pack more normal deer pack per player. You've got the boar here. Golds are in the middle, big golds. I'm thinking this is a nightmare in the late game to play, because there's so many wood lines, and if you just wall a little bit and then all of a sudden you have everything. There's like 3 sacred sites, and it's like you just take your deli players and you just plonk a few walls, and then you can do like a bunch of small walls here and create your own maze. This is going to be the most horrible map to navigate, because you'll right click in the fog of war and you won't ever get to that place because people have just made 10 layers of walls. This is going to be a horrible map, I think. Not because it's bad, not because it's like uninteresting, but because I know what drives people and it's not good. Okay. You call that lakes? That's an ocean. That's not a lake, that's an ocean. These are deep water fish. You've got safe pond, but this player doesn't have a safe pond. Or their safe pond is way bigger. This map is already super imbalanced. But it is a hybrid map. Man, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it is so much easier to access this island as the blue spawning player compared to the red spawning. Anyways, despite all the balance problems that I'm already seeing here, you have big 8k gold here, big 8k gold over here. You have shoreline fish all around the lakes. You've got, probably you want to make a dock like very early. Oh my god, look at how close that deep water is. So you get the fish super close. That's like so fast gather rates, honestly. That's already broken, especially because this player has to go much longer. Wow. 1 sacred site. And it's almost inaccessible for this player. Okay, let's do a reiteration of this map. Let's just take another look at the map. Okay. That is so different. This is like mega random. This guy spawned in the water. Oh my god. You cannot be serious, devs. This guy has 3 deep sea fish. This guy only has 2 deep water fish. Man, I haven't even played this map and I already hate it. I I won't lie. That's a nightmare to play. Okay. You got a canal in the mid. This is not for boats, though. Oh my god, look at this map. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, I like this map already. So you got sheep spawning around the map. Pretty evenly. These are like 3 spawns. I mean, the sheep generation for these maps are crazy. There's no pattern. You've got a little bit of sheep around your base, but like 2-3 sheep here. Almost nothing. Sacred sites, relics. But look at this. This is beautiful. Look at that. This reminds me of Warcraft 3 Night Elf campaign stuff. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, so all the resources spawn to the north. There are no point of interest. There are 2 boars, 2 deer packs to the north. All the gold is to the north. And then there's 1 big gold in the bottom and a relic and a sacred site. 2 relics in the middle, 2 relics in the top. I wonder if this is just a spawn, but it looks like it's pretty fixed with all the food in the north. There's still resources in the bottom, so it's not like you lose the north, you lose the game. I like this map, I really do. It's both scenic, good for tournaments. It's good looking, right? And it's pretty interesting with the generation. You have a deer pack. This can be pushed very easily. You push this. So maybe it's a good Ottoman map just because of that fact. Yeah, I like it. The rolling hills are cool. Very cool. 3 just wanted to check. I thought I only saw 2 straggler trees. 3 straggler trees. Yep. Good map, good map. Beautiful. That's the prettiest map I've seen. Alright. Oh, the mini-map looks crazy. You got a big 8k gold in your base. You got safe berries, safe wood, somewhat safe stone. You got 2 sheep here, 2 sheep there. You got a full deer pack. And there's another deer pack up here. The sheep spawns are pretty much non-existent. The trade post is super hidden away. I mean, these map designs are so unique. Almost no sheep on this map. Big gold in the middle. Big gold to the top. Relics spread pretty evenly. Sacred site, really hard to get to. This one too. I mean, what do you think, chat? This is like the most insane spawn, no? All these cliffs. When you have cliffs in the back, so farm transitions looks to be quite difficult. You want to probably play towards the middle and get the big gold controlled. So I'm thinking like a big fortress here for Templars or something. Sacred sites. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This gold is super far away. Same with this one and this one. I don't know. Okay. Stealth forest here. Okay. So you got sheep spawning somewhat around the map. Not really. Again, most close to the base. And the big golds. They seem to spawn close to the big golds here. You have lots of wood scattered around. It's somewhat safe as well. You got 2 somewhat safe woodline. Gold. And you got deep water fish here. You've also got a sacred site in the middle. Only 2 sacred sites. There's one in the land as well. So if you take control of water, you get a sacred site. So Delhi might be really good here. And you could build docks in the middle here and make emplacements on them, I guess. Can we check that? Yeah, you can. So build docks here, put emplacements. All the relics are to the bottom. The trade post is to the bottom. The big golds are to the bottom. There's also some to the north. What a design, huh? That's wild. So all this is going to be a water map. You got to play for the water. You got to open up dock. Then you got to contest the water and then take the sacred sites. So you got to play water first. And once you have taken water, you won the game basically. But let's say your opponent doesn't leave. Then you play for the sacred sites and the relics in the bottom. So you have to go to the bottom. And maybe they'll spawn in the north in another iteration. I don't know. But it seems like the relics will be very, very contestable here. Even if you lost water. Interesting. Very interesting. This is the number 2 free map. So Carmel was the first free map. This is the second free map. Alright. So you got small goals. Somebody asked what they looked like before. This is what they look like. 1600 gold inside. So you got 3200 here. And then a normal sized gold out here. So no big golds in this map. This is a lot like Carmel with the way that the food is all densed up. Here, it's all spawning together. But you've got more deer close to your base. So feudal, you want to push these deer probably. And then you want to probably just play pretty aggressive. You don't actually have to on this map. This map is more normal. I like this. Some stealth force in the middle. You got relics here. Interesting, interesting. Berries. Awesome. This is a nice map. I like it a lot. Cool, cool, cool. So you got sacred sites here. Sacred site here. There's only 2 sacred sites. Again, probably pretty good Templar map, but I'm thinking you can play pretty much any civ here. Even Delhi. Even Delhi. There's also not that much gold. There is a lot of gold, but it's not enough to play late game. So you want probably to have some late game scaling, which leads me to think that Templars, English, Malians. What else have we got? Passive gold generation in the late game. I can't think of any, but maybe Ottomans because auto production. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is this gonna be... yeah, I thought so. Only small berry bushes. So there's 1,000 food every time here in berries. There's a boar spawning. 4 boars in the middle. Holy smokes. And then there's small 5 deer packs. Deer packs of 5. By every berry. So you get collectively... Is that 1,750 food? I think 1,750 food in deers and another 1,000 in berries. So you get 2,750 food in every one of these clusters. That's interesting. If we think about the deer spawns on a normal Arabia map, typically we like to say that 4 deer packs is the equivalent of 10k food. So this is kind of like... You kind of got to expand for the food. But you also got a lot of food in base, technically. Oh man, this is a map, isn't it? Wait. This player has no gold. The player has no gold in their base. What the heck? This guy has 4K here, but I spawned with a big 8K? You cannot make maps like this. What? You cannot do this. Alright, I'm not gonna like this map, I think. This is horrible. He has one 4K gold, and then he has to go all the way up here to get his next one. But I have 3 of them. I have 1 8K, 1 4K, and another 4K, all safe here. Now this map is not fair. So it seems you spawn on the same line here as your opponent. All the sheep are in the middle. There are some sheep over here. Seems there are 4 sheep on both sides. This side only has 2 sheep. So already very balanced. I agree. I agree. Yeah. 2 boars in the middle. Dawn says this is an Age of Myth map. Cool. Why does this guy... Why does he have a coastal trade post here? And this guy has it on the other side. Does it matter? I'm not sure. You can do water trade, but it's extremely close to your opponent, so you have to get full water control. But you don't really want to play water for food, because there's no food on the water here. So you only do it if you want to contest the water from your opponent. So you take control of the middle, you get the boars, you build a barbican here, a fortress, or whatever you do. Then, once you've got control of that and you run out of gold here, you expand out. So you pick a side where you want to build a dock, then you build some ships, and then you take and build a keep or something on your opponent's side here or something. Or you don't need to because you have boats, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be a very good English map, I think. I mean, if you don't get the boar, you're kind of screwed because it's such a good food source. It's the best one on this map. Yeah. That's a hard map. Looks fun. I like the dynamics of the water and the move out. This is a way better way to like make maps in terms of the move out and stuff. This is very old school RTS style map creation. This is what I remember maps when I grew up with like Warcraft and like StarCraft. This is what I remember them looking like. So I guess you go in with a scout and 6 vills. Pull the boar over here, and then you build a dock, and then you have the dock be your drop-off point, and from the dock you expand to do a water. So you do one archer ship that protects your food, and then your archer ship can then also contest the water. That's big brain. That's big brain. Just saying. So you pull your vills. Of course your prelate. And then, let's see, can we pull this boar? How close can we pull it? Yeah, I don't know. How close? Here? Okay, we can pull it to here. Yeah, here we are. Let's go. Go like this. Heal. This build is bugged. Man, this boar is tanky. Yeah, that was close. Yeah, so you don't build the dock immediately. You build a mill. Because you'd have to get a boar that spawns like here to do the dock thing. So it's not guaranteed. So if I'm thinking about maps that I think would be good for competitive, and by the way, I'm going to make a green thing here just to signify the free maps. That's the free maps. So I think the maps that I think are like insane for the new civs, I'm gonna do a purple thing here. So Enlightened Horizon, Carmel, Flankwoods. These are all really good Templar maps because of feudal fortresses. Hedgemaze is a meme map. Highwoods, Mountain Lakes, Relic River. That's a cool map. I'm mostly excited about Relic River. Rugged, Shadow Lake, Sunkenlands, Wasteland. This was broken. So the broken maps are Mountain Lakes, Wasteland. I think Rugged is not ready for tournaments either. The ones that I'm most excited about are going to be Relic River, so I'm putting a star. I'm very excited about these two here. I think Sunkenlands is cool. Shadow Lake is cool. Highwoods, I think, is cool. Waterlanes is interesting. Not actually. I put that there. Flankwoods is okay. Yeah, I think something like this. This is how I think the new maps sort of put themselves in like categories. I would say like the star ones are the best. The green ones are... Why did I even put the green one? I can't remember. Oh, these are the free DLC, yeah. And then the purple ones are really good for the new civs. So I'm thinking like House of Lancaster, Templars, any sort of feudal defense. This one is a meme map. Big M for meme. Meme maps for sure. Yeah, something like this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.